lift and drop one knee at a time. Just a nice gentle warm up through the hip before we get moving today. Once you feel comfortable, go ahead and start to pick up the pace, or you can keep it slow if that feels better for your body this morning. Just do this several more times. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to bring one knee over to the other. Try to close it all the way so that opposite hip comes off the mat, and then open in the middle. And then close, hip comes off the mat, open in the middle. For this one, really kind of push the hands into the floor, almost feeling like you're picking yourself off the floor with the arms. That way your body doesn't start to scoot forward. We're just rotating the hip point. When you feel comfortable, you can also pick up the pace on this one and just go side to side. As you start to pick up your pace, make sure you're still getting the opening in the middle. Open, 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 open. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring one foot in front of the other. Get the foot in the shin. Use your arms to pull yourself forward. I don't think everyone's muted, so let me just mute everybody real fast. There we go.
Sorry.
All right, so put one foot in front of the other, grab the foot in the shin. We'll use our arms to pull ourselves forward and back. Inhale forward, exhale back. 3 more times like this. Feel a nice stretch in the hip of the leg in front. And one more time. We're going to roll back and take that shape dive over the legs. Start to straighten the spine, lengthening the crown of your head away from your tail. So you feel that really nice stretch in the back of the hip of the leg in front. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more deep breath in and out. And restack the spine all the way back up. We're going to go ahead and switch legs right away and do the same thing with the other leg in front. Inhale forward, exhale back. 3 more times. And 2. And 1. Dive over the legs, start to straighten the spine. And just pull, feel that nice stretch in the hip of the leg in front. 2 deep breaths in and out together. Restack the spine all the way back up. From here, we're going to take the right arm up and over, anchoring the right hip to the mat, making sure it doesn't come off like that. So press that hip down and stretch away. Try not to break your elbow, really lengthen through the arm. Come all the way back up. We'll take the left arm up and over again, anchoring the left hip down. Try not to break the elbow, so really reach the arm up without the shoulder coming up. Come all the way up, inhale, switching arms, exhale, up and over. And coming back up one more time to the other side. Now we're going to take the right leg, turn it around the other way, and stretch over the leg. Coming down onto the forearm, keep the right hip down and reach away. Again, try not to break the elbow. Really reach up and over with the arm without the shoulder coming up. Come up onto your left hand, push the hips up and forward. Bigger stretch into the hip and the side body. Hips go back and down. 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. One more time, we're going to hold this one up. And we're going to start to circle the arm back. I want you to pull the bottom shoulder back to open up to the ceiling. Big circle down as you come back to center. So it's a small opening up. And it's the bottom shoulder that pulls back to open you. So this shoulder is going to pull back as my arm goes behind me. Just get a real gentle opening through the back. One more time. Take the arm up, One more big reach, and then slowly and gently lower the hips down. Let's turn our legs to the other side, and we're gonna stretch that same side we just ended with, up and over the leg, making sure you don't break the elbow. Come down into the forearm, keep that left hip down as you reach away. And then come up onto the hand, push the hips up and forward. We're gonna take this 4 times. Down and back. Inhale, stretch. Really opening up the body before we get into our mat work today. One more time. We're gonna hold this one up. Take the arm behind you. Remember that bottom shoulder pulls back to open you up. And then just rotate back to center. It's a very small open, very small rotation. So again, this shoulder pulls back. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to stretch up and over one last time. Really push those hips forward. And then back and down gently with the hips. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and scoot and face our mat lengthwise. Bring your feet down to the bottom corners of your mat. Flex the feet, find your sit bones. Nice and tall through the spine. We're going to take the arms up and gentle fold forward with the feet relaxed. Just let the body open up, let your spine stretch, let the back of the leg stretch. And we're trying to release any tension in the shoulders, neck, face. We're going to re-stack our spine all the way up, taking the arms all the way up again. Keep the feet flexed and fold forward. Let the head be heavy. Restack the spine. Inhale. Keep flexing the feet. Reach those arms up and fold forward. One more time. Restacking and fold forward. Start to walk your hands to the outside of your right leg. Keep that left hip back on the mat. Let the head be heavy. And let's walk our hands to the outside of the left leg. The right hip stays on the floor, head heavy. Come back to center, and I want you to relax your legs and just let your body fall forward between the legs. Let everything be heavy. So you might even feel a little bit deeper of a stretch into your spine. From this position, we're going to start to flex the feet, lead back with the pubic bone right into our roll up. Take an inhale, lengthen the body over the mat. Press your body into the floor, point the toes. Arms float up. Curl up into an ab prep, lengthen the tailbones of the heels, come all the way up, flex the feet, big stretch forward again. And scooping and rolling back. We're going to do this 5 more times. So using that 4-breath pattern. Inhale, lengthen on the floor. Exhale, rolling back up. Inhale, stretching forward. Exhale, rolling back. 4 more times. Nice breathing. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through slightly pursed lips. So we're right into our Pilates breath. Keep anchoring the shoulders down to the hips as you roll down and up. We're just articulating the spine. Got 2 more. 1 more time. At the top, we're going to stop with a stretch forward. Couple deep breaths in and out here. Just going to scoot up on my mat a little bit. Keep flexing the feet, and then we'll go ahead and point the toes. Restack the spine all the way back up. Flex the feet. If your hamstrings are tight, bend the knees a little bit so you can be on the sharpest points of the sit bones. We're going to go into a genie arm, nice and tall through the spine. Make sure the ribs are melting down. You feel more of a lift through your mid-back. We're going to take a rotation to the right on our exhale. Inhale back to center. Relax the shoulders. Exhale, rotate to the left. Keep relaxing the feet. Inhale back to center. And again to the right. Hips don't move. They stay anchored to the mat and to the left. Good. Switch which arm is on top. We're going to do 2 more each way. One more each way. Really squeeze out the spine. Coming back to center, we're going to bend our knees, anchor the heels into the mat. Make sure your legs are hip width apart. Take the arms out in front, shoulders down, tuck chin and chest. And we're just going to round through the upper middle part of the spine. You're still on your sit bone, so imagine a ball between your thighs and your torso. You're kind of rounding over that ball. Keep anchoring the shoulders down, and we're going to hinge from the hip and dive forward again. Inhale and exhale. So holding on to that C curve as you hinge back. Just warming up through our core. 5 more times, everybody. 4, 3, 2. We're going to hold this one back. Again, deepen your core, so feel your belly really sink in and brace. So we're going to start to circle the arms 4 times each way. Inhale for half your circle. Exhale for the other half. And keep anchoring those shoulders down towards the hips. Reverse. 4, 3. Equal weight on your hips. 2, 1. Dive over the legs. When you feel your sit bones, re-stack your spine right on top of them, nice and tall. We're going to grab underneath the thighs, scoop, and roll back bone by bone for our 100. So find a nice position on the mat, relax the feet, find neutral where you have your little teacup balance on the pelvis. We're going to bring our legs to a tabletop position. Open the knees. You guys can stay in tabletop. I'm going to cue extending the legs if you want more of a challenge. We're going to tuck chin and chest, come up into an ab prep, allowing the arms to come up slightly in front of our body. Make sure you're still in neutral. Your gaze should be at your navel or right at the top of the thigh. We're going to send the legs out, start to pump those arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. See your belly sink down. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Squeeze those legs together. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Curl a little deeper. 40. 50. Reach through your toes. 60. Reach through your fingers. 70. 80. Keep going. We're almost there. 90. 100 and rest. Just roll your head side to side for a moment. Couple deep breaths in and out. We're going to go ahead and hug the right knee in, take the left leg and just extend it along your mat. Make sure that leg is right in alignment with your hip bone that sticks out in the front of the pelvis. Give your right knee a little hug in towards your body. Deep breath in and out. We're going to pull the left leg in, give it a little hug in, send the right leg out. Again, you want to hug this knee in towards your eyeball, making sure it's in alignment with your hip. This leg is reaching. We get a little gentle opening through the hip. Now we're going to go ahead and release the left leg a little bit. Take the right hand to the inside of the left knee. And we're going to curl up. And as we do that, the left hand's going to slide down towards the ankle. Staying in neutral, lift that right leg up. We're going to go into single leg stretch. So we're going to switch our arms as we switch our legs on an inhale. And then switch your arms and your legs on an exhale. The outside hand touches the ankle. The opposite hand touches the inside of the knee. Inhale. Exhale, curling deeper, feeling your navel sink deeper to the spine so you're bracing just like we did for our 100. We're going to double time it, switch 2 times for each breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, Exhale. 4 more sets. 3, 2, 1. And hug the knees in. Roll side to side. Deep breath in and out. We're going to take the left leg along the mat again, hugging the right knee in again towards your eyeball. So that's in alignment with your hip bone. We're going to go into our single leg circles. Reach those arms out to the side. Take the right leg up. Cross your midline. Hip comes off, but not the shoulder. Circle down. Out to the side. Keep reaching through the leg on the floor as your leg goes out to the side. Inhale for half your circle. Exhale for the other half. We got 5 more this direction. And 4. 3. Should feel really nice on the hip joint. 2. Keep reaching. Think about your leg getting longer. We're going to stop with the leg up to the ceiling and reverse it out to the side. Down, cross your midline. Pull the hip back, bringing the leg back up to the ceiling. Inhaling and exhaling. 5 more. Really reach through that leg. Keep stretching it. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more time. Hug that knee in towards your chest or eyeball. And we're going to take it across our body onto the floor. And then take the right arm behind us. You're going to open that right arm. Look at your hand. Deep breath in and out 3 times for a little final twist. We're going to come all the way back to center, placing the feet on the floor, hip width apart. Take those arms overhead. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, imprint, start to roll up into a shoulder bridge as you bring your arms down to your side. Melt the ribs down at the top, really squeeze your glutes. Inhale, stay. Exhale, soften, roll back down. Keep your shoulder blades on the floor as you roll down. Take a nice inhale, prepare. Exhale, imprint, rolling back up. Bring those arms down to your side. Hold on your inhale, making sure those knees are looking straight ahead. And soften, roll down on your exhale. Let's do that 2 more times. One more time. We're going to hug the left knee in, take the right leg long up along the floor. Again, just hugging that left knee in towards your eyeball. Then we're going to take the arms out to the side, leg up for our single leg circles. Cross your midline, hip comes off, not the shoulder. Circle down, out to the side and up. I got to move a little bit because I'm hitting my little base over here. Inhale and exhale. So think about that leg getting an inch longer on each circle. So you're really stretching out and away from the hip. 4 more times. 3, 2, and 1. I knew somebody was staring at me. All right, let's reverse it. Leg goes out to the side, down, crush your midline, hip comes off, not the shoulder. Pull that hip back onto the floor. Inhale for half your circle. Exhale for the other half. 5 more times. Keep reaching through your leg like you're trying to touch the wall and the ceiling. 3 more. Right leg stays reaching. 2 more. Last one. We're going to hug that knee in towards our chest, towards your eyeball. Deep breath in and out. Go ahead and take the knee across your midline onto the floor. Take your left arm behind you and twist. 3 deep breaths in and out here. We're going to bring everything back to center. Place the feet hip-width apart on the floor. Get your body settled and neutral. Take the arms overhead for 4 more shoulder bridges. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, imprint. Roll up into your bridge. Arms come down to the side. Melt the ribs down. Make sure your ribs aren't flaring. Focus on squeezing your glutes. Hold here on your inhale, and then soften, roll back down on your exhale. Pause on your inhale, and exhale, rolling back up 3 more times. Allowing the head to lengthen away from your body as you roll down. 2 more. And 1 more time. We're going to hold this one up at the top. Really focus on squeezing your glutes, keeping your ribs down. We're going to do little marches with our feet. And as you pick up 1 foot at a time, you want to resist your hips dropping side to side, and also lowering your weight from the top of the shoulder blade. So keep squeezing, 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 squeezing. We're going to go for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath and pause. Soften, roll down. We'll keep our arms at our side. Allow the tailbone to find neutral. Now, bring your feet in just a little closer. We're going to do 10 hip lifts. Here we go. Exhale, up and down. 1, and 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to bring the right leg to tabletop, and we're going to lift and lower our hips 10 times. But as you lift up, you're going to take the right leg and extend it so the thighs are parallel to each other. Don't allow it to be real low. Keep it lifted so the thighs are right next to each other. So we're going to start with the leg in tabletop. We're going to press the hip up by squeezing the left glute and extend the right leg out. And then we're going to pull the knee in as you lower back down. Let's do that 1 more time slow. Reach out and lower back down. All right, let's pick up our pace. And here we go. 8 and down. 7 and down. Think about the leg reaching, helping you press up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll place that foot on the floor. Left leg comes to tabletop. Let's go ahead and do the other side. 2 slow, and then 8 a little quicker. Here we go. Press up and reach. Thighs parallel. Make sure your hips are also level. And then bend the knee. Slowly lower the hips down. So we're just going straight up, straight down. All right, let's pick up our pace. 8, 7, 6, 5. So just focusing on opening up that right hip. 3, 2, 1. And lower the foot on the floor. We're going to bring heels together, toes apart. Lift your heels up in high half toe. Your knees are going to be a little bit wider than your hips. Just make sure your weight's going to be right between your first 2 toes. Don't turn out so far where your weight is at your pinky. It's just a little turn out from the hip. I'm going to do those hip lifts 10 times. Here we go. Up and down. 1, and 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bottoms of the feet together. Let your knees go wide. Deep breath in and out. Let's bring the arms overhead. Again, deep breath in and out. We're going to start to move our feet away from us, keeping the bottoms of the feet together. And we're going to go into 4 roll-ups. Arms come up, touching your chest. Exhale, rolling up. Try to keep the knees wide. You can grab the backs of the legs if you need to. Take a stretch forward, and then scoop and roll back again. The feet might slide a little bit on the mat. That's okay. Inhale, prepare, and exhale, rolling up. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, rolling back. And 2 more times. If you got your little buddy with you, you can give him a little pat on the head, a little scratch before you come back up. They're behind you. Like Dakota today. Let's take that stretch forward and hold. And then we're going to restack our spine nice and tall. Oh, that feels good just to get our spine moving today. So we're going to lie down on the left forearm. And you want to make sure the shoulder is pulled back. You can also do this lying down on your arm if that's more comfortable for you. No matter where you are, you're going to create what we call our little mouse house. When you're up on your forearm, it's just a little bit bigger. You got to lift through the bottom ribs, like a little puppy house. We're going to bring our feet to the bottom corners of the mat. Bottom leg can stay here, or if you want a little more of a challenge, see if you can curl the toes under and straighten your leg. So that bottom leg's in a little bit of a turnout, and keep lifting the bottom ridge. You can feel a little more work and a little bit more of a stretch through here. Top leg, we're going to flex the foot, swing it forward without allowing your shoulders to move back. Point the toe as it passes the bottom leg. You're going to turn it out and reach it to the back corner of the room. Let the hip come forward a little bit and keep your anchor in that bottom leg. Flex, swing forward, exhale. Point, stretch it back in. Exhale. This should feel good because you're going to stretch the body. Exhale forward. Inhale back. We need 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more time. Now we're going to take this top leg down to the bottom leg. Keep lifting your mouse house. We're going to turn it out. Keep the toe pointed. Lift and lower 10 times. 10, 9, keep stretching. 8, 7, reach that leg away to lift. 5, reach through it. 4, and stretch. And lift. 2, 1. Good, we're going to bend the knees. Lift the feet. Again, keep lifting through the bottom ribs. Keep the shoulder back. 10 clamshells. 9, 8, 7. You'll start to feel that bottom hip working. 5, 4. A little bit of work in the neck, just holding our head up. 2. You're going to hold. Extend the knee. Bend the knee. Bring your feet back together. Lower your clamshell. Open. Extend. Bend. Lower. Open. So my thigh stays right here. All I'm doing is straightening my knee. We're going to do both legs now. Open. Both knees extend. Thighs don't move. Pull the feet back together. Lower. 3 more times. Exhale. Inhale. Stretch. Exhale. Inhale. 2 more. Feel that work through the hips, through the bottom ribs. Stretch. Pull it in. Lower down. Let's open up our feet and legs into a merman or mermaid and take a stretch. Open up where we were holding our mouth. Very nice job, everybody. We're going to go down, kind of cartwheel the arms down, pivoting your legs back, and come down to a line down on your stomach. We're going to make a pillow with our hands. Rest the forehead on your pillow. And we're going to go heels together, toes apart, bending your knees. So the bottoms of your feet are looking up at the ceiling. Lengthen your tailbone to your heels, shoulders relaxed. And we're going to press those feet up. 2, 3, resist dumping your belly into the mat. 5, keep squeezing. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want you to lengthen your tailbone more. Keep your heels together, and we're going to start to extend the legs. And what's going to happen is you're going to point the toes. You're going to zip the legs together like a Ziploc bag. The legs will be in a little hover. Keep lengthening the tailbone to the heel. We're going to beat the thighs together 20 times. Beat, 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 beat. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest, pushing yourself back into a shell stretch. Legs can be together or apart for your shell stretch. 2 deep breaths in and out here just to release any tension in the low back from going into extension. And then we'll restack our spine all the way back up into that kneeling position. Chin the last thing to left. All right, let's go ahead and do the other side. You're going to lie down on your right side, right forearm, and bring your feet to the bottom top corner of your mat. Again, you can do this lying down on your arm, making sure you're keeping your mouse house. If you're up on your forearm, more like a puppy house, you're going to have to lift the bottom ribs a little bit more. This shoulder is going to definitely stay back if you're up on your forearm. But more of a challenge, so you can curl this bottom toe under and straighten your leg. Bottom leg's turned out. You're going to feel a little bit more work through here, a little bit more of a stretch. Top leg, we're going to lift it, flex the foot, swing it forward, hip width, point the toe as it passes the bottom leg. You're going to turn it out and reach to the back corner of your room. Keep your anchor in the bottom leg. Relax forward, exhale. Point, reach it back, inhale. You really want to resist opposition in the body. So that would look like this. So my upper body is going to stay still. Exhale. Inhale. That's where lifting through that house stays in handy. 4 more times. 3, 2, 1. And we're going to bring that top leg down to the bottom leg. Turn it out. Keep lifting through the house. Lift and lower. 10, just keep your toe pointed. 9, reach it up and away. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to bend the knees, lift the feet, clamshells for 10. 9, bottom shoulder back. 8, you're going to start to feel that work through the shoulder. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to hold this one, extend the leg, pull the feet back together, lower the knee. 2 more times like that. Reach, pull it in, and lower. 1 more time. Open, stretch, pull it in, lower. Now both legs turn out, both knees extend. Pull those feet back together, lower. 2 more times. Stretch, pull it in, lower. 1 more time. Open, stretch, pull it in, lower. Open up the feet into your mermaid or merman position. And we're going to take a stretch up and over. Ooh, definitely feeling that in my hips today. We're going to cartwheel our arms down onto the mat, kind of pivoting the legs back as you roll onto your stomach. We're going to repeat the exercises we did on the other side. So resting the forehead on the hand, heels together, toes apart, knees wide. Lengthen the tailbone to the heels, and we're going to lift. 10, 9, 8, shoulders relax. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now keep your heels together. You're going to start to extend the legs into a little hover, pointed toes. Zip those thighs together and little beats. And let's just not count this time. We're just going to keep beating, 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 beating. You can go a little bit faster and smaller. Beep, 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 beep. Keep lengthening the tailbone to the heel. And let's go for another 8 count. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open the legs, rest them down. Push yourself into your shell stretch. Knees can be apart or together. And we're just going to rest down. 2 deep breaths in and out. Restacking the spine all the way back up. Let the shoulders reach to opposite sides of the room. Chin is the last thing to lift. Let's come into a 4-point kneeling position, quadruped, on the hands and knees. Making sure your belly's not sinking down to the floor or lifting up to the ceiling. Just a nice, straight, neutral spine. Sit bones will feel like they're pointing straight back. Let's just open up the body a little bit before we work the glutes and the hamstrings a little more today. So take the left arm and right leg and reach them back and off the floor. Hold on to that nice, now a 2-point quadruped position. Deep breath in. And replace the hand and the knee. Resist shifting the hips. And then as we transfer our weight back to a 4-point, we're going to do it on the other side. So start to reach, right arm, left leg back. Deep breath in and out. And then go ahead and bring the hand and the knee back down. We're going to come onto our forearms. You can lace your hands together. Definitely pull the shoulders back. Make sure your belly doesn't sink in like so. So keep lifting through your core so your back is flat. We're going to take the right leg, lift it up to the ceiling, flexing the foot. The knee is bent. And we're going to press that heel straight up to the ceiling. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're going to lower the leg, lift it up. 10, 9. As you lift your leg, resist your belly sinking to the floor. 7, 6. So keep that long line through the spine. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to pull the knee in and then reach it back. 10, 9. The knee will be in a little hover as you pull it in. 8, 7, 6. Keep working. 5, 4. Shoulders down. 3, 2, 1. And we're going to bring the knee in, and all you're going to do is a clamshell to the side for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You'll feel a little weight transfer into that right elbow as you lift your right knee. That's normal. Just try to resist it, shifting your body. 1 more. Replace the knee. All right, kind of center your weight. We're going to come up onto our hands. So we're in our 4-point kneeling position in quadruped. We're going to take the left arm and right leg back. Find a little balance. Deep breath in. And bring the hand and the knee back down without shifting the hips to the other side. Reach. Hold. Deep breath in and out. And bring the hand and the knee back down. We're going to come back onto our forearms to do our other leg. So again, shoulders down, lace the fingers together. Make sure your spine is nice and straight. Take this left leg, lift it up, bend the knee, flex your foot. Press that foot up, up, up to the ceiling. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to lower the leg so it's straight. Top of the foot touches the floor. Lift it up without dumping into your back, without letting your belly sink forward towards the floor. So again, we're holding that nice straight line through our spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we're going to pull our knee in. It's in a little hover. Reach it straight back for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 more. Stay strong on the forearms. 1 more. Now into our little clamshells to the side. 2, 3, 4. Again, you're going to feel that weight transfer into your right elbow as you lift your knee. That's normal. Just resist it shifting your body. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to bring the leg down, come up onto the hands. You're again in your 4-point kneeling position, shoulders down. Left arm, right leg, we're going to reach it back, find a little balance, and then little lifts up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hand and the knee down. Other side, right arm, left leg, reach it back, find a balance, and then little lift. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hand and the knee back down. We're going to open our knees, feet together, and press our hips back towards our feet and resting down in a flat back child's pose. So as you come down, allow the arms to reach forward, rest the forehead on the floor, and let's just take a few deep breaths in and out here. We're going to come back onto our forearms, lacing the fingers together. I want you to bring your knees all the way together. We're going to slide one leg back and then the other. So now we're in a forearm plank. Shoulders down, keep your ankles close. Make sure your hips aren't up. Also make sure they're not drooping down. So engage through the core. We're going to flex and point the feet, rocking forward and back on the forearm. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. 8 more. 7. Nice and easy. We're only here for 10, so take it slow. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Gently bring the knees down, legs together, shoulders down. Curl the toes under, and you're going to press your hips up into a plank on your forearm. Shoulders down, heels down. If you want, you can lift your gaze to look at your wrists or your hands. Keep those shoulders anchored down. Legs stay together. We're going to do the same thing. You're going to point and flex. So this one, you're going to feel it more in your mid-back. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. Allowing the shoulders to stay down your back. 5 more. 4. 3. 2. 1. Gently bring the knees down one at a time. Open the knees, feet together. Sit back towards your heels as you reach your arms forward back into our flat back child's pose. So allow your body to rest between the legs, rest your forehead down, and let's do a few more deep breaths in and out here. All right, we're going to come up into a full plank. We are going to lower all the way down onto our stomach for some swimming. So if you don't want to do the lowering down from a push-up position, you can go ahead and just meet us on the mat on your stomach. We're going to press back into a push-up position, nice full plank on the hands, shoulders down. As you start to bend the elbows, remember your elbows look slightly out to the side. Think about your chest touching first. Relax the toes once you're down, and we're gonna send the arms out in front. Your legs can be turned out for swimming. Lengthen the tailbone to your heel. Lift the heart and head. Pull the abs in deeper, lift the arms. And then reach your legs so far away from you that they lift off the mat. We're gonna lower the right arm, left leg, and then switch. We're just gonna keep switching. You can keep it slow or pick up your swimming pace. If your body starts to feel wobbly, just slow down, make sure you're on opposites, and make sure the arms and the legs are moving at the same pace. And let's go. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, and 2 more sets. 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, and last set. 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3. Reach everything out. So you can lift up a little bit higher. Pull the abs up, 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 and lower all the way down. Press yourself into your shelf stretch. Legs can be together or apart. Arms are going to be at our side. Forehead on the floor. Deep breath in and out. Breathe back the spine nice and tall in that kneeling position. Shoulders reach to opposite sides of the room, and chin is the last thing to lift. We're going to bring our weight onto our hands so we can cross the feet over each other. We're going to roll over your feet and your knees. Scooting forward on your mat. Grab the backs of your legs. We're going to lie down for teasers today. So the first set we're going to do is our legs are going to be hip width apart. Walk your feet away from you. Rotate the palms up so we have external rotation of the shoulder. Tuck chin and chest. We're going to come up into our ab prep, reaching the arms up and slightly in front of the body. You think about reaching your arms towards your knees. Lengthen the tailbone to heels. We're going to come all the way up onto the sharpest points of the sit bone. As you find those, take the arms overhead, shoulders down. And then we're going to scoop, leading back to the pubic bone. Float the arms back down to your side. Inhaling to prepare. Exhaling, rolling back up. One more time here. Inhaling at the top. Exhaling, scooping, rolling back down. So nice and controlled. Now we're going to go into single leg teasers. So we're going to bring the legs together and extend the right leg out. Same thing, except this time we're going to come into our teaser position. So you're coming right to the back of the sit bones, keeping the upper mid back straight as you lift those arms up. Keep stretching through this leg. And we're going to scoop and roll back down, nice and slow. Inhale, prepare one more time with the right leg up. And slowly roll back down, nice and controlled today. Let's go ahead and switch legs. Tuck chin and chest, rolling up. Keep reaching out through that left leg. Come just to the back of the sit bones. Lift the upper mid back. And then float those arms down as you lead back with the pubic bone. Inhale, lengthen the body against the mat. Exhale one more time with the left leg out. Inhale, stretch. Send that left leg out. Exhale, roll back down. Bottoms of the feet together. We're going to take a little lotus stretch for a moment. You can rest your hands on your belly. Close the eyes for a moment. Deep breaths in and out. We're going to bring our arms down to our side, knees together, imprint, legs come to tabletop. Tuck chin to chest. We're going to curl up into our teaser. Balancing right to the back of the sit bones. Lift those arms overhead for more of a challenge. We're going to hold. We're going to tap the toes to the mat. Lift back up for 10, 9, 8. Nothing moves except for your knees. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. See if you can get your legs a little straighter. And then bend the knees, scoop and roll back. As slow as you can. Stay in imprint. And then we'll bring our feet onto the mat, feet together, knees wide. Rest the hands on your belly, close the eyes. Deep breaths in and out. We're going to start to pull our feet off the mat, bringing our knees in so that you can grab the bottoms of your feet, open your feet to the side. Now anchor your tailbone down towards the floor as you take a little happy baby stretch. Try to also keep your shoulders back, head down, chin down. So you're looking straight up to the ceiling, not behind you. And then what we're going to do is press our feet into our hands, and at the same time you're pressing your hands into your feet as you pull your shoulder blades back. Again, the tailbone, you want to think about it reaching to the floor. You're going to feel this nice stretch through your hip joint. Deep breaths in and out. If you want to try to extend one leg at a time, you can. As you extend one leg, pull that opposite foot back. Bring the knee back in. Other side. Inhale. Exhale. One more time each way. So really getting some blood flow into the hips here. Now if you want to try both, keep the tailbone down, reach, and pull it back in. And I like to point my toes as I reach. It helps me reach out of my hip joint. And then I just relax the feet as I come back in. One more time, hold, breathe. Tailbone down. And then we'll bring the legs back in. Stretch the legs up to the ceiling. Arms out to the side. You could be an imprint. We're just going to relax and point the feet. Exhale, flex. Inhale, point. 2 more times. 1 more time. Keep the toes pointed. You're going to lower the left leg as you grab a hold of that right leg. Bringing that left leg all the way down onto the floor. We're going to flex the right foot, bend your knee towards your eyeball, and then reach it back up so you can give it a little bit more of a stretch towards you. Flex and bend. Reach and point. Really stretch that leg up 2 more times like that. 1 more. Engage through your core. Start to lift the left leg up. Bringing the legs back together. Arms out to the side like the letter T. And we're going to flex and point 4 more times. Relax any tension in the neck, shoulders, and face. Keep the toes pointed. We're going to slowly lower the right leg as you grab a hold of the left. Right leg is going to go all the way down onto the floor. Keep stretching that left leg up to the ceiling. We're going to flex the foot, bend the left knee, pull it in towards your eyeball, and then point the toe as you stretch it back up so you can get it a little longer. Relax and bend, point and stretch. 2 more times, really working through that foot. Reach the toes away 1 more time. Slowly start to lift the right leg up as you engage your core. Bring the legs back together. Arms out to the side, palms face down. 1 more set of flex and point. 2 more. 1 more. We're going to bend the knees, hug the feet in, tuck chin and chest, curl up. And start to roll like a ball. Use a little momentum to get going. You're going to balance right to the back of the sit bone. And then use that 1-inch little scoop that I always talk about for rolling to take you back and up. 2 more times. 1 more. Cross the ankles, roll over your feet and your knees, come into a 4-point kneeling position. And let's bring our left foot through right into our hip flexor stretch today. Come up onto the fingertips, lift your heart up so we're opening up this space more. Breathe. Start to transfer your weight just into that left leg as you come up, bringing your hands onto the left knee. We're going to bring our left hand behind us, anchor it along the right leg, so just straighten the left arm so that you're just resting the hand on the leg. We're going to take the right arm high. Just allow the left leg to travel down as you take a gentle back bend. We're going to cartwheel the arms down onto the floor and straighten the front leg. Round the spine and then arch. And you're going to hold the arch. Flex the foot, keep holding that arch. Point the toes again, keep lifting the arch. And then we're going to rest all the way down over the leg. Let your body be very heavy. You're going to hold some deep breaths in and out. Start to lift the body as you slide your left leg back. We're going to bring our right foot through, come into our hip flexor stretch on the left. Come up onto the fingertips, lift the heart up so you're opening up that left side body a little bit more. Start to transfer your weight into that right heel and hamstring and bring your hands onto the knee. Keep engaged through the core. Right arm is going to come behind you and you're going to anchor it onto that left leg. Pull the shoulder back. Left arm comes up. We're going to take a gentle back bend. Cartwheel the hands down onto the floor. We're going to extend the front leg. Round the back. And then arch. Hold the arch. Feel that nice deep stretch through the back of the right leg. Flex the foot, keep holding your arch. Point the toes again and rest all the way down over the leg. You're going to slowly come up, slide the right leg back. Come into that quadruped position again. Let's do a quick thread the needles. We're going to take the right arm up to the ceiling, nice little twist. And then you're going to thread it underneath the left arm, coming down onto the shoulder and the side of the head. Equal weight in your knees as best you can. Keep reaching that right arm to the opposite side. 2 deep breaths in and out. Start to untwist. You're going to rotate back up to the ceiling, taking a counter twist. And then place that hand onto the floor. Peel the left arm up and high. We're going to thread that left arm under, bending the elbow, coming down onto the side of the left shoulder and head. Keep the weight in your knees as best you can. 2 deep breaths in and out. Start to pick yourself up. Add that counter rotation back up to the ceiling. And then we're going to place the hand on the mat. And then come into a seated position with the left leg in front. Place your left hand on the left knee, right hand by your hip behind you. And we're going to lift our heart up, rotate over the right leg. Push the left leg away as you hinge away from it. You're hinging down over the right leg. As you push that left leg away, you can add a little pulse with the upper body over the right leg. And then we're going to hold. Relax any gripping in your hip. Allow that right hip, left hip to open. Just going to pick ourselves right back up. Switch which leg is in front. Right hand on the right knee. Left hand at your hip behind you. Lift the chest, rotate, turn over that left leg. Push the right knee away from you as you hinge down. You can notice my shoulder kind of rolls forward here. So I'm really pushing it away, but it's relaxed. So it's okay if the shoulder rolls forward a little bit. And start to do little pulses down. And then hold this last pulse. Keep pressing that knee away. Relax any gripping in your hips so that the right hip can open, low back can open. We're going to release it to come up. Let's take that same arm up and over, anchoring down through the hip. Coming right back up, and one more stretch up and over. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. I hope your body feels stretched out and rejuvenated after today's class. And hopefully I'll see you next week, next Wednesday. Have a great day.